I'm like, what if something happens? Like, what if something, I don't know. Does that make sense? Yeah, I literally don't want any more kids. I don't want any more kids, dude. Like, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I feel like I'm so smelly, y'all. I feel like whoopsies. I'm like smelly as heck. Oh yeah, so I was saying when mom was like, oh, like tú no aguantas nada, blah blah, and she was like, I used to take all five of you guys with me to do shit, and I was like, yeah, lady, I remember those days. We would all be suffering. I'm like, we would all be suffering. What skirt? What skirt are you guys talking about? But that's when mom was telling me like, oh, like tú no aguantas nada. I was like, mommy, like the times are not like before. Like the times are not like before. Like if you don't have to suffer, why would you suffer? I'm like, why would you suffer, lady? No, really, because my mom, Body by Raven, what? Huh? I don't think I saw. I don't think I know who that is. What? What was I saying? What was I just saying? What the fuck was I just? I'm like, yo, what the fuck was I talking about? I'm like, what the fuck was I talking about? What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, no, what was I really? What was I saying? Help me up! Help me up! Yeah, I definitely don't want any more kids. And like I said, I don't want any more kids because I always say that I'm scared that if I have another kid and like what if like something crazy happens and like I lose all my money and my husband loses all his money and we just like end up in poverty. I always think about I feel like I can make it out in the world as a single mom with one kid, but I feel like I cannot make it out in the world as a single mom with like multiple kids, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Oh my god, that makes sense. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm very, very scared of poverty because I lived through it. I lived through it for so long, and it's it's not it's not a good feeling to have. It's not a good feeling to have growing up, you know. And I know that people are always like, oh, like kids don't care about that type of stuff. No, like I agree, kids probably could care less. But as we're growing up and as things are, kind of hard, it's like you have to decide, like, oh, should I buy groceries today or should I buy my kids shoes today? Like I don't know. I just don't want my kid. Listen, I always say this, but I feel like life is so hard. Life is so hard already. Why would I make it even harder on my daughter? If that makes sense. Thank you, Bree. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so crazy. So there was a study done. There was a study done how people who are in poverty. I just read about it a couple of like weeks ago. There was like a study done that people in like poverty always have more kids than people who are well off because apparently of like how uneducated people in poverty are, which is so crazy to me because I was like that. I guess that's true. Like that, and like I guess like the resources, but I guess that's very true because like anyway, sorry. Um, yeah. And that's very true because like my husband and like all of like my mother-in-law's friends, they have like maybe like max one or two kids, if that, literally, if that. Like all of like their very close friends and like acquaintances have no more than like two kids. I mean it, which I think is so crazy because they're the people who are able to have more kids, like financially, which is so crazy to me. Which is so crazy to me. But like, yeah, like I grew up like very normal. Oh no, yeah, you see that's not. Oh my, that's not good. I grew up with like I grew up with oh shit. I grew up with like literally sharing like a house. Like so like me and my family would like live in one room and like another family would live in another room in the same house. That's how I grew up. And like those families would always have so many kids, like so many kids. Like they would have 4 or 5 kids. I'm telling you guys, I will not. I'm like, I will not. I'm scared. I'm scarred. Literally, like PTSD. I'm scarred of all of that. Scarred. I'm like scarred. Hold on, y'all. Can you guys hear my husband and my brother? They're down there being loud. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, do you guys want to know something? The other day, like last month, not the. I always say that. Whenever I say the other day could mean yesterday. It could mean 2 weeks ago. The other day could mean today. The other day could mean a month ago, a year ago. You never know with me. The other day could mean any day, any day of my life. Anyways, but like not that long ago, there was a lady selling fruit with her little daughter, and I had my daughter with me, and we were going into Sprouts. We were going into Sprouts, and I saw her, and I was like, oh, and I went up to her because I was like, I have some cash. I have some cash, right? Um, so I brought like some cherries, and I gave her extra cash, like whatever, right? I gave her extra cash. I was like, oh, keep it. And my daughter was like trying to talk to her daughter. And I look at the little girl and she's so dirty. Like she's so dirty, like filthy. And she doesn't have like any shoes on. This little baby was like 2 or 3. And she was like running around like the parking lot. Like they were selling fruit in the parking lot, like the parking lot of the Sprouts, like where the cars park, the parking lot. And she didn't have any shoes. And I asked her if she had like a phone, like a phone, because I was like, oh, like I could bring some shoes, and I was like, oh, like I could go to like Target or whatever, right? And she was like, also, I don't think that she understood what I was saying because she was just like nodding her head. She was Hispanic. But she was speaking like a dialect. Like she was speaking like I don't know, like it like she was speaking like you can tell she's Hispanic. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Hold on, sorry guys. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Sorry. Anyways, so I don't think she understood what I was saying, but I was trying to ask her, like, if she had a phone, and she just kind of like nodded her head, and I asked her, will she be here tomorrow? And she was like yeah. She said like see. So I know like she speaks Spanish. Like she's definitely Hispanic. I mean, she's definitely Hispanic. And I went back the next day. With some shoes, and she wasn't there, but there was another lady there selling fruit. There was another like, but not like you guys don't understand. Like like the fruit that people sell in like the carts, not like that. No, the fruit where they have the boxes of the fruit, and they carry around like a little roller. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Like it's literally like a roller, like a little like rolling like thingy. Anyway, so yeah, anyways, it was the same roller. Like it was the same roller. And it was another lady with her daughter. But this lady and her daughter, they were clean. Like they looked clean. Like they didn't look homeless. And they were selling fruit. They were selling like cherries. But that little girl, like she was fine. Like she was put together and like she had shoes on. And I asked her, I was like, hey, like, I asked her in Spanish, I was like, hey, like, and she probably thought it was weird because I asked her, like, hey, yesterday there was another lady here selling fruit, selling cherries too. And I was like, I'm looking for her. Like, do you know her? Like, do you know where I can find her? She goes, no. And I was like, oh. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I was trying to give her these shoes for her daughter. And I was like, are you sure? Like, you don't know her? And she was like, no, I don't know her. And I was like, but I could tell it's the same roller. But I was telling my husband, like the roller cart, I was telling my friend, I was like, I think that they travel in like groups. Like, I think that they travel in like groups, like selling the fruit because it's always like the same like fruit that they're selling, or yeah, fruit that they're selling, and it's always like that same little roller, and it's always at the same parking lot, but it's like different people. I don't know, but it made me sad because I really wanted to help the little girl and she wasn't there. And so after that day, I swear that I didn't see. Oh yes, a dolly, that but a heavy one, like a heavy duty one. After that day, I never saw any of them ever again. So it made me really sad. But yeah, anyways, I forgot why I told you guys that story. Why did I tell you guys that story? I don't even know. I don't even know, but anyways, yeah. Okay, anyways. Okay, anyways. Okay, let me finish this. Oh. I'm having allergies again. Let's do it in one home. I'm getting ready to go live at the warehouse. Actually, I'm getting ready to go pack orders, and I have to do it after Lily leaves because we both can't work together, or else we just get confused and we get like this. We get this. We literally get so distracted. I'm not even kidding. Oh my god, I'm not even kidding. Literally, literally. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god, ay, ay. I'm like, what should we talk about, guys? What should we talk about? I hate when I talk about sad stuff because I don't like it, and then I feel weird about sad stuff.